Welcome to your practice. My name's Sophie, and today we are doing a fun, functional, creative, and strong flow. All of the things in this full-length class. I would say it's at the intermediate to advanced level in terms of the cueing and in terms of some of the complexity of some of the movements. But of course, anyone is welcome to try and just listen to your body and do what feels best for you. I recommend having 2 blankets, and the reason for that is because at the end of class, towards the end of class, we're going to be doing shoulder stand, and it's always a good idea to do it on blankets rather than just doing it on the floor to protect your neck. So I'm going to use the blankets right now to sit on because I have them. So you're welcome to do the same. Sit in a comfortable cross-legged position, or really anything else that feels good for you as we start here. And take a moment to root down into your seat. Any wiggles or movements to allow you to center there are fine and encouraged. Feel free to close your eyes and take a full breath in. Open mouth exhale. And let your breath be nice and even. Feel the belly rise and fall. On the inhale, the belly expands. On the exhale, it softens. We're going to do some breath work here to start us off and get us feeling really good before we move. So we'll do about 10 deep breaths. They'll kind of look like this. In through the nose, out of the mouth if possible. All right, we're going to do it together starting now. Inhale, exhale, in, out. Keep going. Keep breathing. We're going to do about 5 more. And on the last one, you're going to exhale about 3/4 of the way and hold your breath. 3 more breaths. 2 more. Last one. On your exhale, you'll hold. Sit tall, soften your shoulders. We'll inhale on 3, 2, 1. Fill all the way up. Hold the breath at the top. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Drop your chin down to your chest. Let your breathing be natural now. Tilt your right ear over to your right shoulder. Chin back down to your chest. Left ear to left shoulder. Chin back down to the chest. Slowly bring your head up. Take a breath in and exhale. We're going to get moving a little more. So let's make our way onto our hands and knees for a tabletop position. And if you want to take one of your blankets and slide it underneath your knees, you can. I have a scrape on my knee, so I like to have this padding right now. You might have any other things or injuries going on. Padding can be nice. Once we get into table, move into some cat-cows on your own with your breath. And perhaps you turn the cat-cows into circles or add in circles within cat-cow, about 3 in each direction. And we'll come back to center, and we'll turn the hands around so the fingers face the knees. And you might shift forwards and backwards a little bit. Warming up the forearms and the wrists. We'll turn the hands back around. Tuck your toes, lift your knees and hips for downward facing dog. Now keep in mind we will come back down into the knees at certain points. So if you want to have a blanket nearby or keep it underneath of you, you can. But for right now, let's just pedal it out in our down dog. Shake out your head. Invite in ujjayi breath, in and out of the nose. On the exhale, there's that ocean-like sound, a slight restriction of the throat. Ironically makes the breath deeper. And then find stillness. And walk your feet up to your hands. Once you get to the front of the mat, lift up halfway. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Now let's take a few moments here. You can grab onto your elbows. You can just fold deeply, depending on how much you've already moved today. Release your hands down to the ground. We're going to invite in a mantra with the breath. So on inhale, think full. Exhale, flow. Lift up halfway. Inhale, full. Exhale, fold, flow. Stand all the way up. Reach your arms up to the sky. Full on the inhale. Flow on the exhale. Palms to center. Arms down by your sides. Here you are. You made it to your mat and we're flowing. We're here. Reach the arms up to the sky. Interlace your hands, but keep Kali Mudra so your thumb and index fingers stay together. And then take a side bend to the right. Come back up to center. Inhale. Exhale, side bend left. Come back up to center. Bring your hands to your heart. Bring your arms down by your sides. Inhale, reach the arms up, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward, slight bend of the knees. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step to plank. Take a moment to shift forwards and backwards in plank onto the balls of the feet and then the toes. Good. Then set your knees down on the ground and lower all the way down to the ground. Lift your chest up, lift your hands up. Take your arms back behind you like you're doing locust, but keep the feet down on the ground. Press the tops of the feet down and reach your arms straight forward. Take your arms into cactus, squeeze your shoulders back, lift a little higher, and then plant your hands under your shoulders, lift up for cobra. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in and breath out. Look towards the front of the mat, step or hop forward. Lift up halfway, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand up, reach the arms up. Bring your hands to your heart. Arms down by your sides. Inhale, scoop the arms up, reach up, full. Exhale, fold forward, flow. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Lower down all the way or halfway, hold. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. So we're just moving through some of our standard sun salutation A's before we get into some of our creative stuff. So let's do 2 more rounds. Look forward. Step or hop to the front of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand and reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Arms down by your sides. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back to plank. Lower down halfway. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Reconnect with your breath for 2. 1 more. Look forward, step or hop forward. Half lift and fold. Stand, reach the arms up. Hands to heart center. Arms down by your sides. Reach the arms up. This time, cactus your arms. Have a slight bend of the knees. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other to back bend. Open your heart. Open your chest. From collarbone to collarbone. Nice and open. Reach the arms up. Stand tall. Inhale. Exhale. Fold forward. Inhale. Half lift. Exhale. Step or hop back through chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Bring your feet together and sweep your right leg up to the sky. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Now rise up onto your right fingertips. Roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. We're going into a wild thing if you want, but you're doing it extra slowly. So can you hover your right foot off the ground behind you and then set it down and open your chest to the ceiling or to the sky. And we'll bring it back around to 3-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Your fingertips frame your front foot. And then you're lifting the back of your heart so your spine lengthens. Take an inhale. Exhale, straighten your right leg, bring your forehead to your knee. Inhale, back to low lunge. Exhale, straighten, fold. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Stay here. Maybe walk your hands forward a little bit more as you press down into your right big toe. Lift through the inner arch of the right foot. Bend your right knee. Place your left hand down. Slowly sweep your right arm up for a twist. Now set your back knee down on the ground. And option to bend your knee and grab onto your foot. If you need to slide your right foot to the right a little bit for more space, you can. And then can you pull your shoulder blades towards each other? We're doing a back bend right now. By extending the spine, spinal extension. And then slowly release your foot if you have it. Bring your hands down to the ground. Lift your back knee. Plant your hands and step back into a 1-legged plank. Bring your right knee to your right upper arm and take it straight back. And then bring your right knee to your left upper arm. Take it straight back to a 1-legged plank. Set your right toes on top of your left heel. Lower down for chaturanga. Come back up to plank, but keep your feet how they are. 1 more time. Lower down halfway. Bring it back up. Undo the feet so you're in regular plank. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Feet together. Lift your left leg up. Bend your knee. Open your hip. Rise up onto your left fingertips and extra slowly flip your dog into wild thing. So the left toes are hovering, and then you set them down. Bring it back around to 3-legged dog, left leg up. Inhale. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Low lunge. Lift the back of your heart as you kind of sink your hips down, but engage your right thigh. Inhale. Exhale, straighten your left leg. Fold. So inhale, you move forward. The spine is undulating. Long spine. And exhale, straighten your left leg, and you're rounding your spine. Inhale forward. Exhale, straighten. One more time, flow through. Inhale. Exhale. Stay here now. We'll stay with the straight leg. Option to take your arms a little bit further forward, just depending on how warmed up you are in this moment. We tend to be a lot more warmed up later in the day from moving and doing, and in the morning we're more stiff. So be wary of that. Be mindful of that. Bend your left knee into low lunge. Plant your right hand and sweep your left arm up. Then set your back knee down and bend your knee and grab onto your foot, or just keep your arm up. When your mind wanders, bring it back to the mantra. Inhale, full. Exhale, flow. Take another breath. And release your foot. Bring your hands down, lift your back knee. Step back to a one-legged plank. Bring your left knee to your left upper arm. Take it straight back. Left knee to right upper arm. Bring it straight back. Put your left toes on top of your right heel. Shift forward, lower down halfway. Bring it straight back up. Again, lower down halfway. Straight back up. Left foot to the ground. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Good. Feet together, lift your right leg up. Bring your right knee to your right upper arm, and then step your foot outside of your right hand. Right into lizard. Put your forearms on the ground if you can, or stay on your hands, and keep your back knee lifted. Bring your either palms down to the ground or palms together in prayer. Press your right big toe into the ground. Engage your left quadricep muscles, so your thigh muscles, to the sky. Come back up onto your hands. And then put your back knee down on the ground and reach your right arm up. And you can roll onto the outer edge of your right foot a little bit if you want. Now flex your left foot and bring the glute to the heel, so you're not grabbing your foot. Your heel to your glute. Heel to your butt. So you're pulling, it's like doing a hamstring curl. So we are engaging those hamstrings and we're stretching through the quadricep muscles. See if you can bring the heel a little closer, and then bring your right hand down to the ground. Good. Now bring your left knee just an inch or two closer to the front of the mat. So you're kind of directly on top of the kneecap. And then bring your left foot over to the right. So you just kind of tick the foot over to the right, but the knee stays down where it is. Then the right fingertips, you tent up on your right fingertips inside of your right foot and put left hand on your left hip. So think of this as a side angle, but you're on your knees. Then reach your left arm up and take your left arm over your ear towards the front of the room. See what it's like if you shift the weight onto your right foot a little bit more. Okay, now we're going to rise all the way up. Keep your legs how they are. Rise all the way up. You might slide your right foot right to the center of the mat more. Your arms are out wide. Then place your left hand to the back of the mat on the ground. And you're basically in a modified side plank. And then reach the right leg up to the sky. So you're in modified half moon. Bring your right heel to your glute, just like we did before, heel to butt. This time point the toes and see if you can bring your knee back a little further, so you're creating a back bend, big back bend here. Then with your right hand, reach back and see if you can grab the foot from behind. So rather than bringing the knee in towards your chest and grabbing the foot, is the foot already there for you? Kick the foot into the hand, creating like a bow. Your shoulder blades are moving towards each other. This is a nice back bend. Take 2 more breaths. Soften the face. Re-extend your right leg and reach your right arm up. And put your right foot on the ground. Now, put your right hand on the ground and face the back of the mat. Pivot so you're just on your left knee with your right leg extended back. and then come into one-legged plank. Take your left leg straight back and keep it lifted. Bend your left knee and roll over the right side body so you're coming into wild thing again. Left arm reaches up. Now listen carefully. We're going to sit down. So sit all the way down and you're facing the front of the mat. So we sit tall and your left knee is bent. And bring your hands behind you. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Right ankle over left thigh, figure 4. Come up onto your fingertips if you can and pull your shoulders back. So again, we have a back bend right here. 2 more breaths. Extend your right leg straight out again. Plant your right hand down so it's facing the back of the mat. Lift your left arm up. Ready? We're going to come right back out of it the same way we came into it. So there you are in wild thing. You're lifting up. Bring it back around to one-legged plank. Set your left foot down onto the ground. Plank. Walk your hands, or come to down dog, and then continue walking your hands all the way to the back of the mat. So really, it's like the front of the mat. So you're walking your hands all the way to your feet at the original front of the mat. Cross your right leg over your left leg, so right ankle over left ankle, and fold. Stretching into the left hamstring muscles and calf muscles and left IT band. Take another breath. Now, lift your heels up and walk your hands to the left and turn all the way around so you're facing the front of the mat. Woo. Lift up halfway, fold forward. Inhale, stand and reach the arms up. Hands to heart center. Arms down by your sides. Okay, reach the arms up to the sky again. Fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and step or hop back through chaturanga or skip it. Upward facing dog or cobra and downward facing dog. Take a breath in and breath out. Okay. I'm going to move my blanket out of the way because I don't need it on the side, but decide what you want for your knee. Lift your left leg up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, knee to left upper arm, and then step your left foot outside of your left hand for lizard. And shift forwards and backwards first. And just arriving into the hips. Then let's put the forearms down if possible. We'll come back up onto the hands. Put the back knee down on the ground and reach the left arm up to the sky. Then bring your right heel towards your glute, flex your foot. And release your hand down, release your foot down. Bring your right knee an inch closer to your hands, and then bring the right foot over to the left. Keep your left fingertips down, side of your left foot. Put your right hand on your hip, open. Then reach your right arm up and over your ear. And shift the weight into your left foot, your front foot. Take another breath. And then rise up into gate pose. Slide your left foot to the center of the mat. This is like a variation of gate pose. Soften the shoulders and place your right hand down to the back of the mat. So you're in modified side plank and lift your left leg up. Good. Then bend your left knee. Bring your heel to your glute again, but this time point the foot. And back bend. Keep back bending before you grab onto the foot. See if you can really reach back using the muscles of your left thigh. And then reach your left hand back and grab onto the foot. And kick your foot into your hand to create even more traction. One more breath. Re-extend your leg. Set your left foot down. Face the back of the mat now. Hands plant down. Right knee is down, left leg extended back. And then extend your right leg straight back into a one-legged plank. Bend your right knee. Roll over the left side body. Come into wild thing. On your exhale, sit your hips down and face the back of the mat. And sit tall. And then cross your left ankle over your right thigh, figure four. See if you can come up onto your fingertips and open the chest by moving the shoulder blades back towards each other. The tips of the shoulders move back. Slowly release your left leg straight back out. Plant your left hand down so the fingertips are facing the back of the mat, straight behind you. Right arm lifts up, lift up into your wild thing. Come around to a one-legged plank. Set your right foot down into plank. Come into downward facing dog. Walk your hands all the way to your feet and cross your left ankle over your right ankle for a fold, for a twisted fold. Now, lift up halfway, lift your heels up, walk your hands to the right and spin all the way around so you're facing the front of the mat. Lift up halfway, inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, stand, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Arms down by your sides. Reach the arms up again. Cactus your arms, bend your knees a little bit. Take a couple breaths here. See if you can move your shoulders back a little more. And then reach the arms up, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back, and flow through. And we'll meet in down dog. Good. Set your knees down onto the ground. And sweep your left arm under your right arm, just for a quick little twist, just to allow ourselves to soften. It's been a really strong, high energy practice so far. So soften here before we get moving again. And then we'll come back into tabletop. And slide your right arm over to the left side. For thread the needle. And then come back onto your hands for table. Round your spine for cat. Come back to neutral. Down dog. Let's keep going. Bring the feet together. Lift your right leg up. Step your foot between your hands. Low lunge. But then we rise up to warrior one. So spin your back heel down. Separate your feet pretty wide on the mat so you can reach your arms up. And by wide, I mean like right foot to the right, left foot to the left. And reach and extend through your torso. You're bending into your front knee and spreading your toes. Then step your back foot up and in a little bit, setting up for pyramid pose. Straighten both legs. Reach forward. Bend, have a micro bend in your right knee as you move forward, 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 and then your hands go down to the ground for pyramid. Halfway lift and fold. Do that 2 more times on your own, undulating the spine. Now lift up halfway. Keep your left fingertips down inside of your right foot. Put your right hand on your hip. When I go here, I notice I have to slide my left foot back a little bit, so that might be the case for you too. And rotate to open to the right and reach the right arm up. Revolve triangle. Inhale. Exhale, put your right hand down to the ground. Now walk your hands over to the left side for a wide-legged fold. So walk your hands all the way over, take your feet wider, your legs wider, and heels out, toes in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Walk your hands back. Maybe you have a headstand in your practice. Don't rush through it. Or maybe you have another variation that you feel like doing. We'll do about 5 breaths. Okay, one more breath. Start to come back up onto your fingertips. Stay on your fingertips as you lift up halfway. Turn your heels in. You might bring your feet a little closer into a closer stance. We're going into goddess. So bend your knees and bring your hands to your heart and come upright. Then bring your fingertips to the back of your head and bring your right elbow to right knee as you side crunch. And then come back up to center. Exhale, left elbow, left knee. Inhale, center. Stay here. Stand all the way up for star pose. Warrior 2, facing the front of the mat, so right knee bends, arms out wide. Then straighten your right leg. Inhale. On exhale, rebend your right knee, shift forward and come into half moon. Right hand down, left arm up. Put your left hand down to the ground and slowly rotate into standing splits. So you're rotating your hip in the hip socket, in that ball and joint socket. Really good for your mobility. And lift up halfway and then fold into standing splits. Now you can do whatever you want here. You might have a handstand that you're practicing. Or you might just stay here in standing splits or even grab onto your right ankle with one or both hands for balance. When you're ready, slowly step back to low lunge. Put the back knee on the earth. Come upright and reach your arms up to the sky. Let your hips shift forward, but also squeeze your hips in towards each other. Then take your arms behind you, interlace your hands, and back bend. On your inhale, reach your arms back up. Exhale, release your hands down to the ground. Lift your back knee, step back into one-legged plank. Lower down onto your forearms for a forearm one-legged plank. And then right back up onto your hands. That's the hard part. Put your right foot down, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Feet together, left leg lifts up. Step your foot between your hands and rise up to warrior 1. Pyramid pose, step your back foot up and in, straighten both legs. Reach your arms forward, micro bend in the left knee, reach, 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 flat back, and then release the hands down. And lift and lengthen and fold 3 times. Now we'll lift up halfway again. Keep your right fingertips down. Left hand on your hip as you start to rotate open to the left. And reach your left arm to the sky. It's just you and your breath. Put your left hand down to the ground. Walk your hands to the right again for a wide-legged fold. Heels out, toes in. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Grab onto your ankles or any other variation that you feel like doing for about 5 breaths. Fingertips go on the ground and you lift up halfway. And then you bring your heels in, toes out, and you bend your knees. And we're just going to shift a little side to side here. Shift it around. Then we'll bring the hands to the heart and we'll sit low. Interlace your hands, flip your palms up, keep your thumbs and pinky fingers together. Get a little lower. And then stand all the way up for star pose. Warrior two, facing the front, so left knee is bent. Straighten your left leg. And then rebend to land again in warrior two. Then reach forward, put your left fingertips down, lift your right leg up for half moon. Make sure your right leg isn't going back behind you, that it's very controlled. Can you lift your chest to the right side a little bit more? And then put your right hand down and slowly rotate into standing splits. We'll lift up halfway and fold as you lift your right leg even higher. And you're welcome to do handstand hops. You're welcome to grab onto your ankle with one or both hands. We'll make our way slowly back to low lunge. Put the back knee down. Reach the arms up. Bring your hands behind you. Interlace them with the opposite thumb on top, the one that feels a little weird. Back bend. Reach the arms back up. Inhale. Exhale, hands down. Lift your back knee. Step back to one-legged plank. Lower down onto your forearms. Come back up onto your hands. Set your left foot down. Hips up and back for down dog. Take a full breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Now shift forward into plank. Now take a side plank facing the right side. Stack your feet on top of each other and lift your right arm up to the sky. Now lift your right leg and bring your foot to your glute, just like we've been doing this whole practice. And bring your right hand back and see if you can grab a hold of your right foot. So this is kind of our peak pose here, as I know it's a lot going on. Do your best. You could always modify by putting your knee down. Really kick your foot into your hand, balance, and then re-extend your leg and your arm and come back down into plank. And set your knees down. Take child's pose before we do the other side. Okay, let's come back up. Come into plank. And then you're going to face the left side for your side plank. Left arm up. Decide if you want to modify or if you want to do something else. Lift your left leg up. And then kick back. Kick and grab onto the foot once you've kicked back as far as you can. And re-extend the arm and leg. Go into a plank and lower all the way to the earth. Bring your hands underneath your forehead. And just relax the legs for a moment. Shake them out a little bit. And then slide your right arm under your left arm, making a bow tie. And take your hands as far apart from each other as you can. And bring your chin down to your arm, to the top of your left arm. See if you can slide your fingers out even a little further. And slowly rise up. Take your time as you take your left arm under the right arm. We'll just do the other side. The other arm. And we're stretching the front of the shoulders here, getting into the deltoids. And release the arms. Take your arms all the way down by your sides and rest your head to one side. Let go of any and all effort in the body for 2 more breaths. Turn your head to the other side. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and press up all the way to plank. Downward facing dog. Lower your forearms down to the ground for dolphin. Maybe you do them both at the same time. Walk your feet in. Slight bend of the knees. Press your chest towards your thighs as you press your forearms into the ground. As you press your forearms down, you should feel yourself lifting away from the ground. One more breath. And then release the knees down and sit all the way back onto your heels. Palms face up. Close your eyes. Feel your shoulders soften. And begin to blink the eyes open. And we're going to make our way into, we're going to go right into pigeon so we can stretch out the hips, and then we'll go into onto the ground from there. So go ahead and just bring your right leg forward, unless you like to come into it another way. Right leg forward, left leg back. And lower down to the ground. And if you want a little more, you could take your arms over to the left side. Just let your forehead soften down. And come back up onto the hands slowly and intentionally. And make your way back to table or down dog, however you like to come into it. And just bring your left knee forward, right leg back. For pigeon, come up onto your fingertips and then go down, maybe to the right side for more stretch. Very much welcome softening after all the invigorating back bending we did today. Now you'll come back up onto your hands. You're going to roll onto your left hip and swing your right leg out in front of you. And if you have your 2 blankets, you're going to grab them. Or if you have 1 blanket, you can grab that as well. Stack them on top of each other. And in fact, you can use them to sit on. We're going to do a seated fold, and then we'll go into the next thing with the blanket. So you're welcome to sit on the blankets, or if you don't want the blanket for Marichyasana, then for sage pose, then don't do it. But bend your right knee and bring it as close to you as possible and flex your left foot. And then reach your arms up, sit tall, and reach forward and grab onto your left foot or ankle. And just fold as best you can as you hug your knee in towards your body. One more breath. We'll slowly rise up and take the right leg straight out and bend the left knee to switch it out Sit tall. Reach your arms up. And then go forward, grab onto the foot, and fold. Slowly rise up. Take your legs out in front of you. And then you're going to lay back on your blanket. If you can, have the folded part facing the back of the mat. And then lay back so that the tops of your shoulders are at the top line of the mat where the fold is. So your head is on the ground and your whole upper back and shoulders are on the blanket. Now once you're settled there, you're going to lift the knees up and then lift the hips all the way up for shoulder stand. Slide your shoulder blades closer together and slide your arms closer together and try to get your legs straight up to the sky. Option to take plow pose. You take the legs straight back behind you. Try to get the toes to the ground. You might interlace your hands or keep your hands where they are. And we're going to roll out of it slowly. Slowly, slowly release your legs all the way down to the ground. And then move your blankets out of the way and we'll come into fish pose. So bring the hands behind you like you're tucking your hands into your imaginary jean pockets. I hope you're not wearing jeans while doing yoga. And then bring the back of the head, the top of the head to the ground if you don't have a bun in the way. I unfortunately have hair in the way. But see if you can try to bring the back of your head to the ground. And it might not reach the ground, and that's okay. And slowly release down to the ground. And bring your knees into your chest. Rock side to side. And set your feet down on the ground as wide as the mat. And drop your knees to the right side. Take your arms overhead. Grab onto your elbows or wrists. And your knees drop to the right. Option to put your right foot on top of your left knee. And then take your foot off of your knee and bring your knees back to center and let them drop over to the left. Option to take the left foot on top of the right knee. And take your foot off of your knee and bring your knees up. Then take a couple pelvic tilts. Bring your arms down by your sides. And you're pushing your lower back into the ground and then just letting it release. Just tilting the pelvis forwards and backwards without lifting your hips off the ground. Good. Then bring the right knee into the chest. Extend your left leg long. Hug your right knee in. And open it out all the way to the right, up towards the right armpit for a moment. And then bring it all the way to the left for a twist. Right arm out to the right. Where can you let go of tension? Maybe it's in the face or underneath the chin, around the ears. See if you can push without using your hand, push your right hip forward towards the front of the mat. It's a really subtle movement, but feels really good. And then bring your right knee back to center. We'll switch out the legs. Left knee in, right leg long. And open the left knee all the way up to the left shoulder first. And then take the left knee over to the right side. Left arm opens to left. Tilt your pelvis by just anchoring your left hip forward. Let the back of the head melt to the earth. And bring the knee back to center. Bring both knees in. Give them one last squeeze. And release your legs all the way out to the ground. Arms down by your sides. Feel free to use your blankets as props. One under the head can feel nice. You can use the blanket over your whole body. And once you get nice and cozy and settled in, close the eyes. And imagine your body is a parachute just landing on the ground, as if you're just deflating and surrendering. Use the next few moments to bask in what you've created. Let's start to bring more movement into the body. Fingers and toes. Any other stretches that feel good, take that before rolling over onto your right side. And then pressing up to a seat. I hope you feel as good as I do right now. Nice and open and invigorated. If you love it, I'd love to know in the comments. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button so that we can continue practicing together. Let's bring our palms together and then bring the thumbs up to the third eye. And we'll bow in gratitude for this practice. Thank you.